Let me start by saying, if you are ever wondering what the texture of my hair is like just clean, dry hair, no product, you're looking at it. So I washed my hair yesterday in the afternoon, late afternoon. I typically try not to wash my hair into the evening. I like to give it a little bit of time to dry before going to bed. Ideally, it would be earlier in the day, but I'm kind of all over the place. But I think I jumped in the shower about 4 p.m. Now, today I have a hair appointment. It is a color touch-up, and let me see if I have a cut. I do have a cut. So today is a color touch-up and a cut, meaning a trim. And I always go in with clean, dry hair before getting a color touch-up. So this is clean, dry hair. There's absolutely no product and no tools have been used. So it probably looks a little disheveled. I do have an appointment and some errands to run this morning before heading to my appointment in the mid-afternoon, but nonetheless, I have clean, dry hair. So I have thick hair, I have a lot of hair, and this is the texture of my hair, clean, dry hair. So I just thought I would share that. A couple of weeks ago, actually about 2.5 weeks ago, on Tuesday, July 8th, I shared a video here on YouTube where I addressed a question that came through as a direct message on Instagram from a follower asking my thoughts on GLP-1s because she is considering incorporating the drug to help assist her lose 30 pounds. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend you do. I think you'll be interested in what I have to share, and it will make more sense going into listening to today's video. So if you have time on your plate or you'd like to do an extra long cardio this morning, maybe stop this video, open a new tab, and go back and watch that video. Well, actually, you can get to that video in the description box below. You can click on that link and it will take you there. If you just want to freshen up your brain on what I shared, because it's so easy when content creators like myself share and our words get twisted. And I'm not saying that happened. Thus far, I haven't noticed really my words get twisted. I did see one comment come through that I thought if that were directed towards me, and I don't know that it was, it really wasn't spoken in a fair way, because you'll find out when you listen to that video that I'm not against GLP-1s, but I will share in that video what I am against and what I'm supportive of. It's very important to listen with an open mind. So I encourage you to do that, because most of what I share today is a follow-up from that video. So I actually shared an Instagram stories the same day, that Tuesday, July 8th, on one of the comments that I received that, again, I don't know if it was indeed directed towards me, but it was definitely something that prompted me to speak up. So most of what I share today is coming off of that. And then there's some other just fun nuggets, and also my sharing on how when we feel we're weak in an area and we see someone else who is strong in that area, they don't share verbally that they are succeeding. It just shows. It just shows they're succeeding in an area. Like, you can't hide it. Again, success often shows up, right? We all know that. If you put the work in with diet and exercise, if you put that effort in, while we don't have outcome, most often that effort is going to start to show to someone, probably you and someone else. So I speak on the topic of finding inspiration from others who are succeeding in an area that you may be lacking or you may be weak in, and we all have them, and how to come from that lens versus the competitive, jealous lens, which serves no one. There's nothing life affirming about that, but how we can use other people's success to inspire and motivate us and use their success as a tool to mimic so that we can be more successful in that area. So, such great topics coming to you today. Stick around. Again, jump on a cardio machine, knock one out while you listen to today's story because it's powerful. Okay, let's take a look. Good evening. Woo! The makeup at the end of the day when it's been on for about 14 hours. 14-hour makeup, folks. Woo! I am past my bedtime. Don't even ask. Just don't ask. You know the DeWalt stuff is back there. We are on our way home, out of town. We still have about an hour drive, so it's going to be a late night, and I do have a 4 a.m. wake up tomorrow for a workout because today was a rest day, but I kind of knew this was coming. But just sharing, have all my skincare stuff, my pouches for my jewelry. So right now I'm removing jewelry. I've already filled some of these. All my stuff to do my skincare on the road. I'll be taking this off. I know, I do these. Paul just checked our, is it ETA? ETA 905. So, but my makeup will be off and my pajama top will be on. Where's my pajama top? Where'd that go?
Strip it down.
I will be stripping it down. Yes, I literally strip it down in the car. Hey, it works. No one sees me, and you wouldn't want to see me. You just wouldn't want to see me. Okay, so there's nothing attractive about it. I don't know where my pajama top went, but I will be taking this off, throwing my pajama top on, doing my skincare, and I have everything that I need. Now, with Prime Days at Amazon, I did a big order today where I stocked up on supplements and skincare, and I will try to make time share what I bought. I will try to get, because I think it only lasts a couple more days, or I can send it off to Haley and have her put them on, which may be the easier thing to do. I just send her the links and she can put them on stories. We went to dinner tonight. It was kind of I worked today, but I worked from my stepsisters because Paul was doing odds and end jobs for her and working. We did some coaching with her on some things. So, and then we went to dinner, which I planned for. So I packed all my food, planning that we would probably get a bite to eat. And we did, and I ate clean. So she had wine, she had her meal, I ate clean. Well, wait a minute. I ate following my plan, but restaurant food. So it's not technically clean, but I didn't take what I would call a celebratory meal. So I basically ate nothing that should impact me in the negative way, meaning I shouldn't get any edema or swelling like I do if I eat standard American diet or have alcohol. So kept it on the plan. Now there's times where I would just sit at a restaurant and not eat and pack my food and eat before going in. I say that because, and I'll expand on this because on today's video, I did see where a comment came through, and I don't know if it was directed towards me. I don't want to assume that, but it's hard to tell. I think people could read it both ways, where if you've never struggled with your weight, like almost like those of us that are assumed, people assume we've never struggled with our weight. they wouldn't understand those that do. Well, I've been in this industry for 18 years, and I've only met a very small percentage of people that don't struggle with their weight. I've struggled with my weight my whole adult life. The reason why I've never had a weight problem is because I've chose to manage it, okay? But it's easy to assume if someone has managed their weight that they just automatically would never be overweight. Well, they wouldn't, because they manage not being in that position. So I just have to say that because it's such a misconception. And someone who has chosen the opposite and not managed their weight may take offense to this, but at the end of the day, I have to take accountability for myself. And I have to take accountability that I have chosen this path. And it has come with great force and great struggle because I've managed my weight. So you can only imagine what I have endured. And those of us that have managed our weight have endured. Those that have chose not to manage their weight, I don't feel they've endured. And it's not a competition, but would you even know what managing weight, what it takes, the force, the struggle, the agony, the saying no, the avoiding, the going to things and not having the food? I think that those of us that are choosing this hard path of choosing our hard, we need to have a platform to speak it. So nothing against anyone who has chosen the opposite. That's the dichotomy of life. We're just a hodgepodge of things. Or maybe you're kind of in the middle. And I've been in the middle. I've been in the middle, and I've packed the pounds on too and packed the fat on too. But I've just chosen what serves me best. So I have to take accountability for my actions. And my actions have shown the results. Actions, they will speak for themselves. It's all about accountability. We must take accountability. And that comes with pain and struggle as well. Just owning up. I'm owning up to my choices, and we all need to own up. It doesn't make anyone better. It doesn't make anyone anything. That's not even part of the equation. It's just, my point is, never assume that those of us that work our tail off, that we have it easy or we've never struggled. No, we struggle every day. We face it every day because we don't give in to the same temptations. That's the struggle. Giving in, that's easy. You may not like the repercussions for that, but they're going to come. There's consequences for everything that doesn't serve us, right? There's always going to be consequences. Every time I have standard American diet food or alcohol, I have some major consequences, and they're lasting about 5 days. It's to the point it's just not worth it anymore. It is not a ticket out to have that mindset that someone has it easier than you. We all have it hard. All of us, okay? Like I said, there's a minute percentage of people that don't struggle, and what I have found is they produce a lot of ghrelin. So their hormone that tells them they're full is very strong. And they eat like birds. I know 2 people personally that literally eat like birds, and it's not by will. They don't struggle with their weight. And one of them is in her 60s. And it's just because she just gets full so fast. 3 bites in. She's full. She produces a lot of ghrelin. I don't. I can pack it away like the best of them. I can eat more than Paul in a given meal. So you better believe the struggle is real for someone like me, and I've struggled my whole life. Yes, I'm tiny because I choose that. Well, I wouldn't say tiny, but I'm lean, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm in shape. And that's because I've chosen that path. I take accountability for that. Okay, let's get on with the skincare. Well, I'm not taking you along. That's not going to work. And I want to get this done before I get home. And I'd like to cover as many steps as I can. So I need to get working. But thank you for the comments that I did get today. I actually had a couple of people email me with their comments because they said I wouldn't dare leave it on the video because I would get massacred. And I actually said that's a wise decision. I could completely see that. But anyway, I love what I shared. If you missed the video, it's so great. It's so powerful. Check it out. Okay, we're getting the eye makeup off and I'm coming back because I'm thinking, when I see a lean, fit, toned woman, I never think, wow, she's never struggled with her weight. And yes, I'm in an industry that I would have a different lens, okay? So we do have to give that that bears a little weight. I never look and think she's lucky. I never think, wow, she's probably never struggled with her weight, probably because I know how much I've struggled, so I kind of assume she has. I look at her and I think, wow, she is doing the freaking work day in, day out, consistently, over and over and over. And she is saying no all the time to most things that most people are saying yes to. I challenge you today to check yourself about what your mindset is. And is it coming from a place of feeling sorry for yourself? Woe is me. I'm the only one struggling. You have to lift that, because that little bit there will be part of a preventer from you achieving your goals. It comes up in coaching all the time. Any of my clients who are trying to lose weight and have quite a bit of weight to lose, at the end of the day, they are right where they deserve to be. And once they see that, we really start to make measures in their goals, in their success. But we have to first work on that mindset shift that you didn't just wake up one day and were like this. There were some choices involved, okay? Accountability. There are some choices involved with where I'm at today. Choices over here, choices over there. We're all on the same playing field. It's just we make different choices. And again, this doesn't mean anyone's stronger, better. It isn't about that. Let that stuff go, because that leaves you in loser mindset. And only you are thinking that. No one else is looking at you and thinking any of those things. That's on you. You got to reframe the mindset if you want to start moving the needle towards your goals. But you also have to exercise that choose your heart muscle, and you have to get really comfortable saying no. You need to deny the flesh. I say that all the time, Tracy, deny the flesh, right? Deny the flesh. And it's not fun, but I will share this. Am I not having fun? Did it look like I didn't have fun last weekend? Go to my Friday and Saturday highlight bubbles and watch them, and you determine if you feel like I was having fun. If it looked like I was having fun, well, I packed my food. I ate completely clean. These guys, they went to the food trucks, the ice cream truck, cocktails were flowing, cookouts were taking place. I made 4 different things: dirt pudding, bean dip, chili cheese dip, and barbecue Polish kielbasa. McKenna made evidently some of these amazing cookies that I would have loved to try. They were out because it was so hot. They were kind of soft, just like I like them. Baked goods are my weakness. But I had a good time. I just didn't eat the food. Oh, it's overrated. Oh my gosh, you gotta live once. It's all about moderation, everything in moderation. And where are those people today? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all my family. It's all my loved ones. Everyone I know. That's it's okay. You get to choose. No judgment, right? You get to choose. But again, it's choose. It all boils down to choices. Okay, get this makeup off, Tracy. I think there's just a real problem in society where we are comfortable mocking those who choose to manage their life, right? To manage what's going in the mouth, to manage whatever. And we mock it, but it makes sense that our society is in the trouble that it is when we're mocking the people that are kind of winning in their life. And this came to me yesterday in a coaching session where my client said, Tracy, you have such a winner mindset. And I thought, that's never even came into my vocabulary, winner mindset. But I actually said, I'll take that because I really do. That doesn't mean I'm always winning, but I definitely have a winner mindset. I know isn't that the most grossest thing? Yeah. Let's get that makeup off, folks. Get it off. Never neglect your neck and décolleté. Never. If you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to feel better about your life, make better choices. Make better choices. If you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to feel better about your life, make better choices. That's it. That's it. Okay. Look at that moisturized skin. So nice. I did the short version of skincare, so we're just going to wrap it up there. Didn't do all the steps, but let's do a little of my oil. I did order more of this today because it was a Prime deal. Again, I'll try to get all of these out there, but if you watch my videos, you know what all I use. We'll put a little bit of my oil on. Do not neglect the lips. Get everything moisturized. Yes.
What's for dessert?
Oh, for crying out loud. For crying out loud.
Chloe working?
Chloe's not working, so she's at our house doing laundry right now because she doesn't have a washer and dryer in her apartment. She has access to one, but it's a shared one, and she just refuses to use it because she's very fussy in that way. She's at our house doing laundry. She's not working, so no to ice cream. It is 8:55. We got to drive past the rental. Paul always likes to check and see how the rental's doing, so got to go check on the rental on our way home. Okay, we're getting closer to the rental. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Coming. Right here. That right there. That's our little rental home with 3 tenants, 2 that live together downstairs and 1 in the loft upstairs. Paul does the maintenance, most of the time does the mowing, but we do have a guy who actually graduated, I think, with Carly, right? That has his own lawn care company, and we keep him on call, like when we're on vacation, or if Paul is just like, I don't want to deal with the rental. And then he never does anything on the weekends when the renters are home. He tries to do everything during the week while they are at work.
A festival.
Oh, or maybe they're doing a farmer's market or something now.
They obviously must have a festival here.
Oh, I see a bounce house. Yeah, they must do something at Tuesday night in our town. We wouldn't know because I'm sleeping. Usually for 2 hours by now I've been sleeping. It's crazy to see walkers out, people out and about. But yeah, we cannot get down Main Street. It's closed down because they must do something on Tuesday nights that we wouldn't even know about. Because sleep takes priority. I'm a JOMO girl. I'm a JOMO girl. Joy of missing out. joy of missing out. Now we're passing the Coney place. He's talking about Coney dogs, talking about ice cream. Don't get something in his mind. What you focus on expands. So, and when it expands, we know what happens. Whoop, go over the fence. Uh-oh, we just had to stop at a convenience store. Just had to stop at a convenience store. What is this?
It's a Freo. You know what that is?
No. It's a Freo.
Ice cream. You put it up in the machine and then they mix it up.
Oh my gosh.
And then this is just kind of like, whoops, shoot. Dropping them everywhere.
Okay. And is it even possible to mix that in there?
Let them soak. I made a mess here.
Oh my Lord.
I'm gonna clean the car out anyway.
And he will have no problem sleeping, folks. And he'll finish that whole bag. And no problem sleeping. If I even had a bite of that, I would get no sleep tonight. And I'd be swollen. I'd have edema. Paul is explaining what a Freo is. So share with us, what's a Freo?
Oh boy. For all the deprived people that don't know what a Freo is.
Well, you got to watch the road first.
Great invention. Wish I would have done it. They have like 6 or 8
are they in the stock?
flavors.
Are they in the stock market?
No.
Okay.
6 or 8 flavors, and then you pick out which one you want. You set it into the machine, and it's like a blender, and you pick the texture that you want.
So if you like it thicker or you like it runnier.
Yeah, and then I always buy an extra bag of cookies too.
But it already came with Oreos in it.
Yeah.
But you just do the extra.
Yeah.
Bonus bag.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So it's nice. Good idea.
Wow. Okay.
$4.
$4. She just keeps coming back. Yes, I'm on a roll tonight. Take me when you can, because sometimes I feel like getting on here that's a struggle in itself, and I do love it. I'm taking you along as I'm unpacking. Do you unpack regardless of what time you get home? Do you unload your car, take care of your things, and unpack? That is something Paul and I are very solid in. When we drove straight home from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, we didn't unpack. We opened the garage, closed the garage, and we all went to bed. So that was a different story. So there's some exceptions to the rule, but we are follow through. We take care of things. Let me know. I'll put it in here. Let me know if you take care of all your belongings when you get home. But here's something I do, something to consider. When I feel like someone is succeeding in an area that I feel I'm not succeeding, I'm not a failure, okay? I may be failing in an area or not optimal in an area, but I'm not a failure, okay? I'm not a failure. God did not create a failure in me or you. So just let's get that off. Are you stewarding your words over yourself? But when I see someone or feel someone is succeeding in an area that I'm lacking, so they're walking the talk, and often they're not even walking the talk. You can't lie. When people are succeeding, they don't even really need to express it because it will show. It will show up in some way. So I see someone succeeding in an area that I'm lacking. I study their every move. Every little thing they're doing. I get my head wrapped around all of the ins and outs of what they're doing. And often it's above and beyond the thing. It's everything in life connected to that, and it's all connected. And then I try to mimic them. So if you see someone succeeding in an area that you feel you're lacking, you're not a failure, but you're lacking, watch with a keen eye what they're doing, not just in that succeeding part, but all the parts that surround that succeeding part, and then mimic them. And then mimic them. You'd be amazed how much growth takes place when you do that. Study these people. Study them. Study everything. Take notes on them. Have a journal on them. And then mimic what they're doing. My glutes have been sore all day, folks. I did a kind of a favorite. Well, I can't say favorite as far as liking it, but results-oriented,
5 packages.
5 packages, lower body routine. I did Bulgarian split squats yesterday with 20-pound dumbbells, and my glutes are sore today. Celebrate that win. Good Wednesday morning. It is just shy of 5:30. Yes, I look very dewy and healthy. That's because I am dewy and healthy. I do skincare before and even during my workout. You know, I always say multitasking does not earn us a badge of honor. I have it on a note card. That's why I know it. It's stuck in my head because I have a note card. Speaking of note cards, I will be doing those. But multitasking does not earn us a badge of honor, meaning it's nothing to toot your horn about, that's for sure. But there's a time and a place for it, and it's being able to identify when that time and place is. Last Tuesday, I shared some stats of my workout routine and my walking for that morning. So I shared screenshots of my Polar Beat, I think it is, app that connects to my Polar H10 chest strap. And then I put a box up asking for your exercise and fitness questions. Thank you to those of you who submitted a question. I filmed that video yesterday, and it will come out next Friday. What is that, the 18th? Next Friday, the 18th, so watch for that. One of the questions was, what is the rotation of my workout? Meaning, what do I do first? Cardio, strength training. And I addressed that question there. Therefore, I'm not going to expand on it here, but you'll get a good idea. So I just went and got my second cup of coffee number 2, which right now I am drinking only 2 cups, or mugs, I should say, of coffee instead of 3. That is a July 1st fighting discipline. Not that coffee's bad for you. It's just really not necessary for me to have all that caffeine in the morning. So my fighting disciplines, kept the bite guard in overnight, my fighting disciplines, 2 coffees only. I'm going to try to get down to that. Plus I put a packet of stevia in it, so it would just save me a stevia packet per day. Second cup of coffee, just sat down to start my admin. Just getting started with my admin work. I don't know how long it will take me. I never know that. It could take me up to an hour, depending on how much work I have to do. I'm barely moving. Yes, literally. But my heart rate is up higher than sedentary, okay? So it's called active recovery. This is not cardio. The problem we have is some people are classifying this as cardio, It's not. Your heart rate needs to be in a certain zone or up to a certain number. Your number will be different than my number based on some factors to be considered cardio. So right now I'm just doing active recovery. What that means is my heart rate is still in a recovery mode, like sedentary would be nonstop recovery mode, right? My heart rate is still it is above sedentary, but it's in a recovery mode, which is great. We could use some of that. This is when I multitask because it's hard for me to work and get myself into cardio. In next week's video, I also share why I'm currently not using my treadmill. So not using my treadmill at all right now, only my work bike, which I need to remember to put that in here. It could be on Prime. That'd be great because, boy, it's gone up in price significantly since I bought this several years ago. And it's a gem. I can't be without it. I love it. It's even chic looking, so there you go. Now this portion, this active recovery, will be longer in duration today because I'm talking to you. But again, I'm in active recovery. So got up at 4 as planned. I rarely wouldn't. I don't know. Do I ever? I don't know. I don't think so. It's a commitment, right? So I got up at 4, felt pretty good today considering getting down so late, but felt pretty good. And then started my training, and you'll see the time in the clips I'm going to share. So I'm just going to briefly share. I prefer to knock out my upper body training immediately. And that's what I did today, and I trained back and by. So the time, the duration that you see for upper body is longer than some days because today I trained 2 upper body parts, so it takes longer. As soon as I got done training back and by, those are the 2 muscle groups that I trained for upper body today. And a lot of that is because I train 5 days per week, but I have 6 upper body categories. So it's not uncommon for me to double up on one of them per week, which takes longer. Today was the day. It's the best day for my schedule. Happy birthday to Haley. Happy birthday, Haley. Yes, you guys, it's Haley's birthday today. I have it noted, but I have it on my calendar. My calendar's up in front of me. Happy birthday to the most awesome human being. Haley is so freaking awesome. Wish her a happy birthday today. I don't know if her account is open, but be sure to wish her a happy birthday today. Okay, I need to get to work, but getting off track here. So ideally, I train upper body. I knock that out. Then usually I go up for my second cup of coffee because I'm drinking my first one while I'm training my upper body, get my second cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, read some of my daily stuff, that's on this little list right here. Again, I have a workshop where I cover this. It's called the Habit Tracker Workshop, but I use this to track other things besides habits. So check out that workshop if you are interested. It is so great. Set yourself up for success going into August. Kids will be going back to school. It's a perfect time to take that workshop. So many of my workshops, it's the perfect time as we're embarking on, the fall will be here before you know it, in kids going back to school. I'll put a link to the habit tracker here. And then one of the things that I love about this, while I'm not moving very much, clearly, you can tell in my voice, it's like I'm just sitting here. That's another way to check your cardio when you start to have a little bit more of a challenge speaking without some, if you're not wearing a heart rate monitor of some sort or your Apple Watch to show you what zone you're in to confirm you are indeed doing cardio. Because some people walk, but they're exercising, but they're not actually doing cardio, which is a requirement for health and longevity, quality health, quality life. So, but I'm still using my legs. That's the beauty about cardio machines, okay? And again, I usually look at my desk on my treadmill. I do work on the treadmill, but right now I'm avoiding the treadmill. And again, I talk about why in next Friday's video. So my legs are getting primed. My legs are actually, like I can feel right now, my muscles are already starting to fatigue because I am pushing the pedal. Plus, my resistance is at number 6. So while, yes, I'm going slow, I'm at a 6 resistance on my bike. So I am getting some leg training right now. Then when I get done with my admin work, working here on the bike, my legs are already a little spent. And then I go into my lower body training, my legs. So it's a perfect time. It's a perfect setup. And then I always end with abs. So that's the ideal and happens most days. Again, I'll expand on it in next Friday's video, but I will also share in next Friday's video when I change it and why. Sometimes it doesn't go in that rotation. There's a reason for that, and I'll share in Friday's video. So I can't take a screenshot of my strength training and stretching stats right now because my app is being currently used, tracking what I'm doing now. But after Paul and I walk, which I have to check the weather because we have rain coming. So I will share this. If we can't walk and I do need to get a cardio in to accomplish my word to myself, in that case, I'm forced into my treadmill. So I don't use the excuse of the weather as to why I didn't get the job done. I just have to say, what's the opportunity here, considering an outside walk won't work? Okay, but an indoor one will, right? Again, that's that growth mindset, or like my client said, winner mindset. You can't be excuse oriented. You can't, resist taking accountability for yourself and have a winner mindset. The two just won't happen. So those are maybe some obstacles to get over. But once I'm all done, I will share stats of what I'm doing. You can kind of see how long I spent doing it, and just take your time and look at all the details. Okay, I just toggled over to my app, and I have been on my bike for 19 minutes talking to you. So multitasking, that's when it works. And it will cost me more time this morning now because I'm adding that on. So consider that when you see the stats of the time that I spent on my bike doing admin work. You may want to just in your mind shave off about 20 minutes, and that's probably going to be the more typical. So not only do I do my admin work, I also do some of my personal work, like my Bible memorization verses. I read a devotional. I read my note card. So I do other things on here. And again, the list is ready for me to check off what I choose and will accomplish. Okay, it is rumbling, rumbling out there. I have a feeling there won't be a walk outside today. In that case, that will get used. But I was just looking at today's agenda, and I'm considering, which this is great. It's great when you can split your workout. You can get a burn in the morning, and you can get a little burn in the afternoon. That's great. It doesn't work for most people. It rarely would work for me, nor do I want to put myself through that because you already know, I detest working out. I like walking outside, But as far as anything else, I just detest it. So that's why I get it done first thing in the morning before I have time to even think about how much I don't enjoy this. But that's what we're looking at, folks. Cherie, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Thank you. You must be watching me on stories because I see you emailed me about an hour ago at 4:48 a.m. This is what she put. Dear Tracy, hope all is good. I have a suggestion for a future video. A video where you share your top 10 pearls of wisdom, what you have learned in your life to be true. Some of my favorite Tracy nuggets would be, listen up, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And do I dare say, believe them the first time. Believe them the first time. That's not giving a lot of grace, but trust me, believe them the first time. I would have avoided a lot of pain in my life if I just would have believed people for showing me who they are the first time. Young and naive. Young and naive. If you know, when you know, if you know, you know. Okay, some of you know. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Another one was a good, kind person doesn't have to tell you they are good. They show you, and of course, which is true, right? Of course. Have you ever heard someone say, well, I'm a good person? If you have to say that to someone, and again, we all are. In God's sight and view, we all are, and we need to see the good in everyone, and everyone does have good. But it's a red flag when we have to say, but I'm a good person, because that just is a sign of you wearing it on your sleeve. Hear that? Rumble. That is a sign that you indeed, that you know you're not really being a good person, right? You wouldn't say that if you were, because it will show, right? It'll show. You can only mask so much. And of course there was choose your hard. Yeah, every day, choose your hard. I mean, it's all hard. It's hard being over here. It's hard being over here. It's hard being in between. It's all hard. It is meant to be hard. We are humans. We are living a human experience in a fallen world. It is meant to be hard. You got to release that. Again, there's so much to say about coming to terms with the reality. It's not going to change. She ends with, I think it would be fab to have one video that has your top 10 bits of bliss. Yeah. I don't know if I could stop at 10, but I certainly could do this video. And what a great video recommendation. So thank you. Thank you, Cherie. I appreciate it. All right. And she said, have a gorgeous day. You have a gorgeous day as well. I actually even believe it could be a series. So it could be 10 pearls of wisdom just in life, 10 pearls of wisdom in your relationship, your marriage, or your long-term relationship, however you choose to, whatever you choose the terms of that. Not everyone marries, especially if it's a second time around, and I completely understand that. Or a third. Let's hope there's not a third in there, but you just never know. Or a four, who knows, right? We don't know. 10 pearls of wisdom as a parent. 10 pearls of wisdom, maybe taking care of your health. I mean, these are all great ideas to make it like a series, like a month-long series. You let me know. You let me know if you'd like a series like that. I'm happy to oblige. You know, I do plenty of cardio. I've already been on here an hour. And yes, it's not cardio, but I'm definitely getting a good burn, and I still have lower body to do. The day is getting away, but it is nice to catch up on here. I love this platform.
the problem is this platform will never have me grow in my business. But I love it. It's hard to let go of something that you love or transition to a new place. But anyway, I want to share a couple of direct messages that came in overnight off of last night's story where, and please be careful, if you took any offense to what I said, listen with an open mind, because there's no pun intended on anything. It's all hard. It's unfortunate how those of us who manage things like our health and wellness, it's like a free ticket to mock us. But you don't hear us mocking the ones that choose not to, because we don't really know, right? How would I know what you're doing? And it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, comparison is the thief of joy. I do believe that. And many other things about comparison. It's just a waste of time and energy. It does nothing for anyone. But this person puts, "This was so well said, Tracy. You are so diplomatic yet honest. I have very similar views on accountability, and I am very hesitant to speak on anything because it is usually not well received. I never give an opinion unless I am asked. I practice staying on my own yoga mat daily. But there are times I am really biting my tongue. It's not an easy path. You shared a video quite some time ago about how the path to self-improvement can be lonely. It is very lonely. It is very lonely. I have succumbed to loneliness in more areas than one. I would love you, but again, I also have JOMO. Okay, so sometimes I'll take the lonely over the fitting in, right? The JOMO. I would love you to address that topic again someday. It's a great topic because it is, yeah. It's a lonely mile. Then she proceeds, and I need to add one more thing, Tracy. This meaning this stories, should really be a video. Your words are life-changing. I sincerely hope you know that you were chosen by God to help people. You know, it's great freedom in saying this. Yes, I know that. I know that I was chosen to help people. We were all chosen for some type of mission from the Lord. And it's become apparent to me over the last year what the Lord has chosen me to do to accomplish my mission on earth. And it is to minister to others, to be a carrier of his word, to be a clarion call. So not everyone will always like what I have to say, but I am doing exactly what I am called to do. And in being obedient, I must continue to do it. And my obedience is to the Lord. It's not to anyone else. I am not here to impress. I am here to influence. Put it on a note card. I have a note card. I am not here to impress. I am here to influence. And that note card was prompted by the Lord in his call for my life, which is to be a voice for him, to have a platform for him, to live it, to speak it, and to show it, right? To show it. So that's living it. Okay. You came into my life at a very dark and difficult season. In you, so many ways have been and still are an integral part of my healing and growth. Thank you. God bless you. And I know this person very well because she's a client of mine. We haven't worked together in some time, but she also is up at 4 a.m. cracking the whip, busting butt. She's my age. I don't know, is she right around my age? I can't pull the number exactly, but we're in the same season. Like me, she's a grandma. She's saying no to things. So she's doing the work. She's doing the hard. She's doing the work and living a very admirable life. Here's another one. This may strike a chord with some of you. This is not my words, although I support a lot of the words that are spoken here. But just keep an open mind, right? We all get to have an opinion. It doesn't make that we're wrong, and it's not worth debating. I mean, I recently talked about that again on last night's stories. This is what people don't want to hear, meaning my stories from last night. They want to believe and take comfort in the she's lucky, like Tracy's lucky, must be nice. Well, I'm busting ass, right? Must be nice. If I could have a dime for everyone I hear that, yes. Or the classic, woe is me. Yes, a lot of woe is me. I play that sometimes too, because I am human, right? Sometimes I get into woe, it's me, or woe is me, yeah. That's called victim mindset, victim thinking. I know how to get out of it though. God provides the tools to get out of it. And I'll talk more about that with the scripture verse that my most recent one that I memorized, 1 Corinthians 10, verse 13. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, I don't need to, okay, let's proceed. It makes them feel better because then they don't need to take accountability and look in the mirror. And when she says look in the mirror, I don't take that as look in the mirror at your body. Look in the mirror at your face. Look in the mirror at your thoughts. Look in the mirror at your mindset. That's what she's talking about. So listen with an open ear to understand. They don't have to face the fact that they have ownership in how their life is and who they are. People are more comfortable masking jealousy of others as hate or annoyance. I firmly believe this is why a lot of those same people loved, she has a great perspective here, loved COVID and the restrictions because it finally put everyone on the same playing field. And we're not all on the same playing field. We're not all going to have the same outcome in the end. But COVID communicated that to some people. Okay, this is what she's saying. And it's a great perspective to absorb and chew and stew on. Because it finally put everyone on the same playing field. For example, no one could go to the gym, right? No one. So there's no comparison. No kids could play their travel sports. So those people finally felt like they were important, which is on them if they... You know who's bowling upstairs. We know who's bowling upstairs. It's going to be a day. So those people felt like they were important. And they are important, but they don't see that about themselves. We see your importance, but you have to see your own importance, right? They were finally able to see themselves as not a victim in some weird way. I don't know if I'm making sense, but anyways, your stories tonight in the car are money. Thank you to the person who shared that. So many nuggets there that I agree with. So yes, thank you. And again, I can't drive home or reiterate enough what I shared last night about when someone is succeeding in an area that you feel you're lacking. Okay, when you feel you're lacking, we all lack in areas. That's why I love to study, observe people that I see more successful in an area than I am. Don't let jealousy and comparison be your fire in your belly, because that will just keep you from actually being better in an area that you desire. Literally study, observe, ask questions. I recently was in this situation with a person where I literally have studied, observed some things. I get so much pleasure out of watching this person in motion because they're so good in an area that I am so not good. Yeah. An area that I could use so much help. I believe so many people could, but staying in my own lane, we're not talking about that. I could use so much help. So I study, I listen, I watch, I observe. And then recently, I had the beautiful opportunity to actually ask questions to this person, you know, you're so great at this. I'm just in awe. My mouth just wants to drop watching you, you know, do this work. And, oh, I'm getting closer. There we go. You know what? Were you natural at this? Did your career help this in any way, considering this gentleman works in sales and he's very successful? It is a skill that at my 54 years of age want to develop. It is just something to see. It's a sight to see. And I want that. Like, I have a fire in my belly to I may never get to that capacity, but I have a fire in my belly to mimic this quality that is just so beautifully displayed. It's, you know, is it a gift? Probably some of it is. And is it experience? Yes, but it's just, you can tell my passion. I just sit back. I actually even watched one time a TED Talk, and I chose to watch it. And it literally was exactly what this person does. And I got to watch it in a video form like that, an example. And this speaker for this TED Talk was actually teaching how to do it. And so I was telling this gentleman that I admire so much, how he is just so skilled in this area, how this TED Talk popped up. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is exactly what so-and-so does. And it was so beautiful to see the opposite. In the TED Talk, the guy showed the opposite of doing that and how it affected people. And then he showed how to do it and how it affected people. And it was just, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I'm so bummed. He wanted me, a couple people wanted me to send that TED Talk to them. And unfortunately, I couldn't find it in my history. So, it's lost. Hopefully, the algorithm is hearing me and it pops up today because it was just beautiful. Sorry that got long-winded, but I'm just passionate about that. So if you are in awe of someone deep down, although you may have your little jealousy, you got to let that go. You just won't get anywhere with that type of stinking thinking. It is literally holding you stuck. Let it go. Study, observe, ask questions, take notes, whatever, and then try to mimic what they're doing and watch yourself increase and expand in that area. I'm trying to implement some of what I learned by my observation, by my, studying, by my watching, by my asking questions. And then that video, I'm trying to make some strides and measures. And boy, when I do, I feel really great about myself. Like I just kind of nailed that in a subtle way. I nailed that. It's such a great feeling. Mimic those who are doing what you want to do. You guys, we won't be walking. We won't be walking today. What's the opportunity here? Oh, the plants, the grass, they're loving it. Paul knew it was coming, so we actually lowered the blade a little bit on the mower because he knew it was coming. Yep, gotta watch the weather.
Well, there you go. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on anything that I shared today, considering I shared quite a bit. Also, as we are approaching the new month, August, and many kids going back to school, or just a time to kind of take some introspection on your life, what your goals are going into the latter part of the year. Yes, I would say August is getting there. It really is, and it sneaks up on us. I encourage you to think about what tools you're using to help you optimize your goals, your intentions, and the accountability. I talked about holding ourselves accountable. A couple of months ago, I shared a video covering my habit tracker, and I followed up with a workshop. Many of you took advantage of that workshop, and I would like to help you expand on what you took away or help you troubleshoot any blind spots of using this awesome tool that not only tracks habits, but also tracks your maintenance to-dos. These are to-dos that are constantly on repeat, often daily. And this is a tool to hold you accountable. If you haven't taken the workshop, I encourage you to take advantage. Links to everything will be in the description box below, where you can get more information on how to use this wonderful tool that I implemented about 2 years ago when my business manager, Haley, introduced me to how she was using it. I took that and expanded it and made it my own. And I'm continuing to use it today along with my other tools. Okay, so there's tools for everything, but I use this 2 different ways. So check out the YouTube video where I talked about it to hear about the 2 different ways that I use it, and then how you can use it in your life to hold yourself accountable, to check off those habits that aren't getting checked off, and the maintenance, those to-dos that are not just for today, but they're on repeat. They're maintenance things that you need to get done. Hold yourself accountable. So it is great because you're ticking off those boxes every single day or most days of the week. So check it out. More information will be provided when you tap that link. Don't forget to weigh in on today's topic. And if you missed the video on GLP-1s, be sure to circle back and watch that. So many good nuggets there. Also, check out my recent video where I addressed another question from a subscriber. My thoughts on being billed $240 for not showing up at a wedding that you RSVP'd that you would attend. So you didn't show up, and you got a bill in the mail. What are my thoughts on that viral topic? Check it out. That video will be linked. Also, last week, exercise and fitness Q&A. You don't want to miss that one. Those questions came from viewers like you, and I addressed all of them. And then be sure to check out my recent purchases video where I share items that I've bought over the last few weeks. And then a couple of days ago, I talked about the Habit Tracker workshop and follow-up live class in more detail. So check it out. Links to everything in the description box below. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Be blessed.